Another method to generate SolidWorks animations is to use what we call motion drivers to drive the animations, specifically using mates to control and drive these animations. Using motion drivers such as mates can be a great option for generating animations that you want to have more fine control over. For example, we saw using the click and drag method, we could rotate an object, say about 45 degrees or so. But by actually driving the mates, we can make it exactly 45 degrees or have more exact values. Using these motion controllers, we have a lot more precision over our animations. And the two types of mates that we'll be using most often with motion controllers and mate controllers are the distance mates and the angle mates, as they can hold exact dimension values for translation or rotation. So a good example of this would be this robotic arm assembly here, as we have a bunch of different links that we might want to control mating angles of. So what I can do, I can navigate over to my motion manager, again scroll down until we find our mates folder. I can expand my mates, and I have a number of mates here. But down at the bottom, I have a number of my angle mates. And that's kind of for the degrees of rotation available between each link. So if we see angle 1, looks like it would be the rotation of my base component to the first link. Angle 2 would then be from that link to the next. Angle 3 from the third link to the fourth, and so on. So we can drive these by changing the specific angles within these angle mates. So let's take a look at a fairly simple example here. Maybe I'll start with angle 2. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just try to rotate my second link there, or this link here. Let's say about 45 degrees. So let's jump into this angle mate. At 0 seconds, we're going to have them all kind of in this vertical upright position. And then as usual, I'll just move my time bar to wherever I'd like. So let's say 0 to 2 seconds. I'd like to make a change to this angle too. So again, just right click and edit dimension, just as we've seen before. And change that to whatever angle I may like. So let's change from 0 degrees to say 45 degrees. Hit the green check. And so we should see at 2 seconds here, I should be changing to 45 degrees. So let's try calculating or playing through. And we can see exactly how that's playing out. So I have my initial mating angle, which is 0 degrees or straight up. And then from 0 to 2 seconds, that angle mate is changing to 45 degrees. We can do a similar thing for any other angle mate. Let's say angle 3. So I want my next link here to rotate as well. It's important to set the start times and the stop times. So let's say I wanted to rotate at 45 degrees from 2 to 4 seconds. So if I just move my time bar to 4 seconds here, and then made an edit to this dimension and said 45 degrees, it's important to note that then I would be rotating from my initial point, which is at 0 seconds. So it'd be rotating from 0 to 4 seconds, that 45 degrees, which is maybe what I want, and that would be fine as well. But let's say instead I want first my angle 2 to rotate from 0 to 2 seconds, and then my angle 3 to rotate from 2 to 4 seconds. So what I have to do there is also set the initial point. So one way I could do that is just go to 2 seconds, and again, set this, place another key here, for example. Or I could do a copy of an existing key. So I could just click and drag an existing key while holding down the control button. And that makes a copy here. As well, you could right click, do a copy paste. You have a whole bunch of options there, but essentially we just need to set this initial point, which would still be the 0. So I'm starting at 2 seconds. Then move ahead to say 4 seconds. And now make that change. So at angle 3, again, I could do right click, edit dimension, and maybe say here, 45 degrees, and the green check. So we should be able to see these change bars, and that should make sense to us now. So 0 to 2, there's a change. Then from 2 to 4, there's a change. And I can calculate to run through. And we can see those two rotations being applied. So this is just a nice, easy way to use mates. And most commonly, there's going to be the angle mates or distance mates. And you have control over each and every one of these. So a good example is this robot arm, and you can make a whole bunch of complex animations just by changing the mating angles here.